Smith. Shelby, have you been?
Yeah, very well.
So you've recently signed to Johnny Clark's inline management. How buzzing are you to finally have turned pro and done it with a great promoter like Johnny?
I mean, I'm through the roof. I mean, I was searching for a while about who to turn with, but I had multiple people just send me Johnny's way. I've only heard good things about him so far, and I've only had good experiences with him. So I'm really excited for the future. And I think we got a lot coming lined up, hopefully.
Yeah, like I said, I've worked with Johnny in the past, and you can tell how much he cares about his fighters. Did that really just like you see how much he cares about them? You've been to a show. Does that really just draw you into him straight away?
Yeah, I mean, I messaged him online, and then he came to my work, where my strength and conditioning, my work as well. And just from the first meeting, it just seemed to click. Both kind of really understood each other, both had a passion for it, and immediately it was like, yeah, this is the partnership that I want.
Yeah, like I say, he's a good man to go with. So I've heard a lot about your amateur career. How well did you do? Because I've heard loads about it. I've heard it went incredible.
Yeah, I had a really good amateur. I mean, I always think I'm one of my harshest critics, and I'd say one of my harshest critics because my dad, as my coach, is probably my harshest. But yeah, I had a really good run in the amateurs. I won a few national titles, boxed for England multiple times, been on the England teams multiple times, European medalist. Um, Harringay goal to finish off the my amateur career, and I've been around the world travelling with England because of it.
So yeah, did you really want that amateur pedigree before turning pro? Because we're seeing a lot more people less amateur careers now than before and going straight into the pro ranks, more white collar. But was the amateur career really important to you?
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, it was the only route actually. Even when I started, it wasn't even much of a route for the amateur women. It was just that was the only way you could do it. And I had parents who didn't really want me to box. Even my dad coaching didn't really want me to box. He always saw me as a little princess. So then when I really got involved in it, it was the only route. And I saw an amateur career, but I didn't necessarily see the pro career until I got a few years through and started seeing more and more women do well. I mean, I had like female fighters like Louise Orton around me. I've grown up boxing around her, and then she eventually did turn pro, and it was like, well, there is more steps to do. Ellie Scotney, things like that. Like I was shown that there's more to women's boxing than just the amateur. And the second that I kind of got into it slightly, I thought, yeah, this is definitely the one. No head guards, 8 ounce guards, let's go.
Yeah. So your dad being your coach, is that the part? A lot of people throughout the years who have been trained by family members, parents, and that they've always said that it does the world of good to them. Would you ever even consider someone else if has he been there since the amateur days? I mean, is it a really important thing in your career for your dad to be in that corner with you?
My dad's always been a part of my team, and he will always be a part of my team. But I'm quite a mature fighter. I totally understand that there are other coaches out there that will have a different range of experience than my dad's ever had. We've only ever been in the amateurs. This is a new game to both of us, and there will always be the need for other coaches, even the likes of Kieran Farrell and Danny Fitzgerald. I've trained with both of them at the moment, and Kieran's done quite a lot with me when he was down south from Manchester, when he was training out of the Bosch gym, and then he opened his own gym for a while. They give you a bit more experience, and I always think that everybody has got something to learn from.
Yeah.
So I'll always be open to another coach down the line, seeing what fits. As long as you have that spark with the boxer and coach, that's great. But my dad will always be in the team somewhere, even if he's not right there, but he will always be involved.
Yeah, it's really good to hear. So I saw you at a media day back in somewhere it was now the Megan Redstall versus Maisie Rose media day.
Yeah.
The whole time you were buzzing to be there. I don't think I saw you not smiling. Is this like the boxing? Is it all like what you really want? The media. Is this all like a big part of what you want in your career? If you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I ended up quite young trying to be a bit media trained because it was different for female fighters to be in boxing. And then I had a few small interviews when I was younger. So I kind of took to being able to be around the cameras. And I think that's a big part of being able to be professional is be able to sell yourself through a screen now. But Yeah, I always thought I'd be a bit more nervous than I actually am. I don't really mind it as much as I thought I would.
Yeah, so like I said, you were so happy to be in that boxing environment that day. Is boxing legit all your life now? Is that what is all that you see really, or
But boxing's always been my whole life. Since I was 7, I was always in the gyms training, and then turned 10, and you could get carded as an amateur. And since then, it's been everything. I even ended up when I boxed in the Europeans, I had to miss GCSEs for it, and had fiascos with the schools at the time to make sure that I could actually get a grade, which worked out well because then I ended up doing university. But even then, I chose a sport degree. Boxing's paved the way for my entire life, through and through. And there's not a day goes by that I don't wake up and go to sleep thinking about boxing.
yeah? So you obviously we've been signed with Johnny Clark now. Are we? When are we looking to make this pro debut? Have we got a date? Have we got a a time
We're looking
around?
at the December show, December the 6th in Yorkshire. Hopefully that'll be the emergence of Shelby Lee. Um, just got an interview with the British Boxing Board of Control next week, get the licence done and then the medical out the way, and then we're ready to go.
Yeah. So like when you said you transitioned into pro ranks, was there like a moment in your amateur career when you're like, I really just need to turn pro now? Was it just kind of like a I've done what I want to do here. Should I turn pro?
It was more that I started to fall out of love with amateurs a little bit. I mean, seeing a lot of dodgy decisions, a lot of bad choices in teams and clubs and things like that, and I felt like I wanted something different. I wanted the next step. I mean, I feel like I'm a veteran in the amateur boxing game. I was in it for boxing in it for 12 years, 13 years. It gets a lot by the end, and I just wanted something new. And then I see a load of the younger women turning pro that I knew throughout boxing, even a lot of the guys that I boxed with, like Royston Varney,
Oh,
Moses.
I like
You know
Royston a
what?
lot.
I boxed in the same Europeans as them. We can all be up there together.
Yeah, exactly. Like you look at so you box in the same Europeans as both of them, correct? And you look at
Yeah.
where they both are now. I mean, Moses is literally headlining this Saturday for the World Heavyweight title. Royston's just
Absolutely,
come
yeah.
off an incredible performance against Reece Bellotti. So, if you're in the same tournaments as them, why not go the same way as them in that case? So,
Yeah.
with this December 6th date, you'll be fighting at the York Hall. Is that such a dream in your eyes? A lot of up and coming boxers, they always want to fight at the York Hall. It's such a historic place. Are you in the same bracket of thinking this place is so historic?
Once I started speaking to Johnny and he said, that where his two main venues are, I thought immediately, York Hall, what a debut that would be. That would be the dream start, York Hall. I mean, it's iconic. You can't beat it.
Yeah, exactly. The atmosphere in there, from what I've never been there, I won't lie to you, but from what I've been told, you can hear everything really. And
Yeah.
to think you're
And
immersed in a space like that.
I always say in York Hall, the cheapest seats are actually the best. The ones on the banister, you
Yeah.
can see everything. It's incredible. I watched Katie Taylor box there against Jessica McCaskill, and it was unreal. It was insane.
So, as someone who's coming into boxing, do you have any boxers that you really look up to or you're inspired by a lot? And if so, who?
I always had a favourite when I was younger. My favourite boxer has always been Manny Pacquiao. And then after Katie Taylor started coming through in the Olympics, Katie Taylor's always been an idol. But then even now, I still look at Ellie Scotland and think she's such an inspiration. To make it undisputed, it's incredible. But then I now take a little bit from every fighter. I'll watch a fight on TV and then without realising it, I'm practicing it in shadow boxing. I'm practicing what they do on the bags, like said Lomachenko, Canelo, and then even every other fight I've ever watched. I always take something small from each of them without realising.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So obviously with Katie Taylor, she's got the massive headline September 5th as a female in boxing. Do you not look at that and think that's incredible? I'm not a boxer, but I'm looking at being a woman selling out a 90,000 seater Croke Park is it's just incredible. Like with the stage of Katie Taylor, do you also agree in a lot of ways that she just paved it all for women's boxing, really, in some aspects?
Yeah, she's definitely. You've always had the early papers like Layla Ali. I think is an underrated paper in boxing. I mean, she was doing it before anybody thought about it. Boxing on TV back in the day before anybody even cared. And then Katie Taylor's just pushed it that step further and gave us more of an equal chance to wear the men's stand. You know, we're climbing and climbing every time.
I mean, yeah, you look at someone like MVP in their show they announced this week with, you know, Tiara Brown, Ellie Scottney, Elif Turhan. Yeah, I mean, like, women's boxing could be at an all-time high right now, and it is a great time to become a women's boxer. So, yeah, like, with someone like Jake Paul, he's a character in boxing. You might not agree what he does in the ring himself, but what he does out the ring, I think it's very hard to discredit him.
100% agree with you there, yeah. I mean, he's done quite a lot for women. And if you saw what he's like outside of the ring, you'd never think he would even bother.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you see his antics where he stole Floyd Mayweather's hat, you know, pushing Mike Tyson and all that. And then you see him ringside promoting and being like, yeah, you know, we really want to push Ellie Scottney. And it seems like it's two different people. And, you know,
100%. I've got a backyard twin somewhere that he's having hidden.
All right, I've had a lovely time speaking to you today, Shelby. All luck in your fight if it does get announced on December 6th, and we will be rooting for you.
Very soon, get to Johnny if not.
Well, yeah, I speak to Johnny quite a bit, so if not, I will be on that phone.
100%.